all you professional wrestling fans. Welcome to Squared Circle Speak, your home for any and everything professional wrestling. I am Ryan. With me, as always, is my co-host Nathan, and today we're talking Clash at the Castle. This is our official Clash at the Castle review. We had 5 matches on this show. Pretty good pay-per-view. We watched this together in what was a chaotic day, but we watched this together.
Yeah.
So let's get into this. We kick the show off with the WWE Championship match, the I Quit match, which threw us for a surprise because I really didn't think this was going to start the show.
Yeah, but I think everybody knew Cody was going to win, so they were like, "Yeah, let's have a match to hype up the crowd, but also, a match that they probably knew what was going to happen." So,
yeah, but this was I am not the biggest fan of I Quit matches, but this one they did it a little better than the ones in the past. It was very quick. It was quicker.
I liked it. I liked it until the ending. I didn't like the ending.
The ending was very weird. We'll get to that. But yeah, they did a little bit of everything in this match. They went out throughout the arena and they went back to the gorilla position and they came back out. There was a really scary moment where AJ went through a table, but he went head first through the table. It was fucking gnarly.
Yeah. Yeah, over the top rope through a table head first.
Yeah, nuts. It was nuts. And then they went back and forth.
They both bled, which is crazy for WWE.
Yeah. He did. They brought out some handcuffs. AJ Styles handcuffed Cody Rhodes at one point, and then he ended up getting out of them. And then he used the handcuffs on AJ, handcuffing him to the ropes, and then he hit him with some chairs, destroying him with chairs, and then told him to ask him to I quit. Rhodes Styles said, "Go screw yourself." And so then AJ was in the corner. Cody picked up the steel steps, and this is where the match kind of fell apart, kind of ending. He was going to hit him with the steel steps, and so AJ just quit.
Yeah, I didn't like I get it, but they, it wasn't like so dangerous that they see like a guy, like a veteran like AJ Styles who's done it all quit. I didn't see it. I didn't like the ending because I don't feel like character wise he should have quit there.
Yeah, it made no sense. Because then AJ and then Cody hit him with the stairs anyway. So
yeah, he asked his mom if he should do it, and she said yes. That was a really heel move by Cody.
Yeah. This was a good match. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of I Quit matches. They did it a lot quicker. There wasn't as many times where they asked the ref for say I quit.
Yeah,
which didn't slow the match down too much.
Yeah. Quick note here. AJ Styles before this show had a little interview where he said that he basically said what we said last week, Ryan, where we're kind of right on the money on this one. He mentioned, this working agreement with TNA, and he's like, you never know who could show up where, and it's like hinting at maybe he will show up in TNA, Ryan.
Yeah, and so we'll talk about this now since we didn't talk about it during the WWE thing, because it was released kind of late. Cody Rhodes is going to be wrestling in Japan. Or AJ Styles is going to be wrestling in Japan. It was announced that he's next month for New Japan or for Noah. He's going to be a part of the Noah show, and Io Sky is actually wrestling in Japan too. She's going to be wrestling for that Marigold show.
Yeah, so got some crazy stuff going on.
And those are both happening on the exact same day.
Interesting.
But yeah, he's gonna be wrestling Naomichi Marufuji over in Noah. So he's already doing a Noah thing. So if AJ's doing that, it's very highly likely that he's probably going to go back to TNA at some point.
So him quitting definitely wasn't his last match. It was just not quit match for no reason.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, but it may be his last match in WWE for a while.
Yeah,
he may not wrestle in WWE for a little bit. He'll go do the Japan thing. Maybe he'll go TNA and something or something.
Still say his last match in TNA. He should retire TNA.
It should be his last match. Should be at Bound for Glory or something in TNA.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't know who he could wrestle, but they need to have him wrestle in TNA for his last match. After this match, Cody was celebrating on the stage, and then Solo Sikoa stands behind him. And then the Tongas come out, and they got ganging up on Rhodes, but then Orton and Kevin Owens come in to make the save. So Maybe
How do
some
you feel about this, Ryan?
next.
You think they pushed this a little too early with Sokoa going after Rhodes? I mean, I get it because it was kind of weird that they haven't acknowledged each other, considering, Cody Rhodes went through the bloodline to
Yeah.
get to this championship. So it was kind of weird that they haven't really acknowledged each other this whole time that
Well,
Cody's been champion. So it makes sense for them to attack him. But do you think they should do this already? Do you think there's going to be a championship match maybe at SummerSlam
no, it's going to
or
be the Money in the
something?
Bank match. They're going to have because I think it's just Cody's going to wrestle solo at Money in the Bank.
Okay.
I feel like, and then SummerSlam. I don't know who he's going to wrestle. But I think this. I mean, it makes sense, right? If he's the head of the table now, if Solo's the head of the table, he needs the title. So it makes sense. It's just I don't know if it's I don't know if it's the right time or not. But Cody's don't really have a feud now, so I guess they're just gonna continue the Cody bloodline feud. It was good to be away from that for a couple
So I
months.
guess maybe that means we're not going to get Randy Orton at SummerSlam with Cody. I
Unless
thought that'd be a cool match, but maybe not.
yeah, I don't know. I don't
It
know what's
could
gonna
be.
happen.
It could be. If they say it does come out that The Rock is is the one controlling Solo Sokoa, could be Rock Cody at SummerSlam.
If I mean it's very possible, but I think they're about ready to start filming the Moana live action thing.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if Rock's schedule is gonna work. I don't know. It's very interesting. We'll see where this heads. I mean, obviously we got the Roman Reigns thing too. At some point, it's probably gonna come to a head too.
Right.
So, but pretty good start to this pay per view. Got the crowd hyped right off the bat. The next match was the triple threat tag team match for the women's tag titles. Belair and Cargill versus Baszler and Stark versus the Unholy Union. This match was rough.
Yeah, they messed up a lot.
Well, apparently it came out that the ropes were loose all night. That it like but like the ropes just weren't tight. And so
Hmm.
maybe that has something to do with it because they were all everybody in this match, every woman had a one moment where they slipped or tripped or had a botch or whatever. Um, it was a decent match for what it was, but yeah, Jade for whatever reason looked out of it at moments. I don't know if it was jet lag or what it was, but she didn't look. And I'm not a Jade hater. I think Jade has a bright future in this company, but she didn't look great at moments. She looked
Yeah.
good at moments too. It wasn't all terrible. She fucking lifted up two people and did like a double Samoan drop slash fallaway slam, which was crazy.
Yeah.
So like she looked good, but she also looked bad. But everybody looked bad in this match. Like every woman had a moment. Like Bianca Belair flew too far on a 450. So they were all bouncing around, falling over each other. But they did their Belair and Cargill did their DDT wheelbarrow suplex thing to Baszler. Dawn came out and did a release German suplex to Cargill, took her out, and then pinned Baszler. And Dawn and Fire are the new women's tag team titles. The Scots getting it done in Scotland.
Yeah, Ryan. So far on this pay per view, we were 2 for 2 on this pay per view, and we may have been technically 3 for 3 with the whole AJ Styles stuff.
Yeah,
So I'm just saying, we were kind of on fire this week, Ryan.
yeah. Hey, this was the one match where I didn't know for sure if they were going to pull the trigger, but Jade and Bianca lost without losing. I think this is going to slowly turn to Jade turning on Belair. Like I said during our predictions, I said it's going to be Belair and Jade at SummerSlam. That's looking way more likely right now because
Mm-hmm.
I bet they do a rematch at Money in the Bank between Jade and Bianca and then the Unholy Union and Jade turns on her there.
Could
Or
be.
after the match, Bianca gets pinned or something and Jade turns on her. And then they do Jade and Belair at SummerSlam, get a big money match there, and Jade can go heel, which she's probably better at anyway. And yeah. So I think we're on to something here, Nathan.
Yeah.
And
And
then
then
it
on the
all
next match, we're not.
fell apart because the next match was Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable for the Intercontinental Championship. This match was good. But yeah, I'm not a fan of Zayn winning.
Yeah,
It,
Sami Zayn got the win here. There was even interference outside with Otis and Maxine. Chad Gable wanted Maxine to hit Sammy with a chair at once. She wouldn't do it. He wanted Otis to hit Sammy. He wouldn't do it. And then when he was arguing with him, I guess he got knocked over and basically chop blocked Maxine's leg.
And she's already in a
Um,
ankle cast
yeah,
cast
yeah,
too.
and he chop blocked her, and then Otis took her away and was mad at Chad. Chad got in the ring. It took forever, and I thought, okay, maybe he's still got a chance, but nope.
Yeah.
Sammy just booted him in the face and pinned him clean, and I was like, what the?
Yeah.
So he signed a new deal and got beat.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
don't know.
there were multiple moments where I thought he was going to win. There was a sick half and half suplex by Zayn where Gable landed on his head
Oh,
at
right
one
on
point.
his head. Bounced off his head.
Yeah, it was brutal. But I mean, this was a good match. There were moments where I thought he was going to win because he hit the Chaos Theory, and Zayn kicked out, which was crazy.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, the once Otis picked up Maxine, I kind of thought it was over. And then Haluva kick gets it done. And then after this match, Zayn kind of told Chad Gable like that was your last chance. So I don't know where Chad Gable goes now. If that was his last chance at the Intercontinental, Zayn holds it. I don't know what they do with him. Now, I mean, it's going to clearly lead to like Otis versus Gable. But
Yeah.
I mean, he re-signed, yeah. But now it's like, okay, now what? I figure
Yeah.
they're going to have him win it.
Yeah. Next match, Ryan, we had the women's championship match. Piper Niven getting her spotlight here against Bailey in her home country.
She looked good here.
Uh,
She did really good in this match.
yeah, this was a really good match. You did have a lot of crazy interference with Chelsea
Chelsea Green.
Green.
So Bailey stomped on Green's fingers, and so Green got on the apron, yelled at the referee, and she like touched his face. She was saying she broke my hand, and so Charles Robinson ejected her. Later on in the match, she comes back out with a Rey Mysterio mask on, and Charles Robinson tells her, she's like, "Everyone knows who you are." And then she
Yeah.
got back into it, but yeah, what? So that kind of took away from Niven's moment, but this was a really fun match. Bailey and Niven did great. Bailey hit a Bailey to belly off the middle rope onto Niven, which was insane. There was about 15, I think, sentons on this match.
It was crazy. And then she won with a move that wasn't expecting her to win with, Ryan. She hit her with a crucifix bomb.
Yeah, it was weird because Niven had her up for like looked like she was going to do a Samoan drop, and like Niven was just in full control. And then she headbutted her, and then Bailey just rolled her up into a crucifix crucifix bomb, whatever, and pinned her, which was out of nowhere. Like Bailey won with something we've never seen her win before. So
Yeah.
pretty good match though. Bailey Niven, obviously loses in her home country, but I'm sure she just was a great match, and the crowd was into Bailey at the beginning. They were doing the whole song, and then at the end of the match, they weren't into it. So I don't know if it was just they were just like, "Hey, we gotta do it. We're Europe. We gotta do it for Bailey." But then they,
Yeah.
but it was a good match.
Good match. We got that one right too, Ryan.
Yeah. And so here we go. Main event: Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Very scary moment during this match. Priest went to what was he even? Oh, he was trying to do his springboard flip to the outside, and somehow, I guess because the ropes were really loose, his leg got caught in it, and he about smacked his head on the apron.
And had his ankle trapped in the
His
ropes.
ankle was trapped in the ropes. It was very crazy. But this match was really good. I mean, they hit everything on each other. Michinoku drivers. There was kicking out of the South to Heaven. They kicked out of the Future Shock. They kicked out of the Razor's Edge. But the moment came, the referee got taken out. Priest got thrown into the referee, and the referee went flying into the barricades. They got back.
The same bump by a referee.
Yeah. McIntyre ducked it. He hit the Claymore. A referee comes down, and I don't know how people like. I watched a lot of reactions online of people. How did no one know this was CM Punk? I knew it was CM Punk immediately.
Right. What was cool about the camera view though is
It was behind.
He ran, and you couldn't really see him running like who it was running because it was a far out view.
Yeah.
And then when he slid into the ring, all you saw was the back of him.
Yeah.
And he counted two, and then after he counted two, the camera whipped around and we saw who it was. It was really good camera work.
It was an amazing camera work. And then he held up the two. Punk, Priest gets into Punk's face. Punk hits him with a low blow.
Yeah, McIntyre does.
Or McIntyre, sorry. McIntyre got in Punk's face. Punk hit him with a low blow, which I'm pretty sure means Punk's the heel now. I mean, look, he was a heel in Scotland, but he's a heel. He's an asshole. Like,
yeah, he screwed him in his own country.
He flew all the way to Scotland just to fuck him.
Yeah, exactly. He's definitely a heel.
So he's the heel, which is that's the case. I can't wait for heel Punk promos because that's going to be awesome. And then Priest got hit him with the South of Heaven and wins. So Priest is still the world heavyweight champion. Punk said in the press conference, which I didn't think they were going to still do, but they still did it. Punk said his next goal is to get cleared and he's going to kick Drew McIntyre's ass. I assume he's cleared. If he did a low blow and got physical, he's got to be like almost there.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're going to do at Money in the Bank, or if they hold
I think
it off until SummerSlam. But so the Raw picture, the title picture gets a little bit more clear, but we still don't know who's going to challenge Gunther or who's going to defend the title against Gunther because I can't see it being Priest and Gunther. That just doesn't seem.
It might be now. I don't know unless somebody like we said, wins Money in the Bank and cashes it in.
Yeah. What I could see, what I want is not going to happen. I want Finn Balor to win Money in the Bank. Balor cashes in on Priest. They do Balor Gunther, which would be a fucking phenomenal match. Gunther beats Balor, and then Balor and Priest wrestle, and then Balor and Priest feud.
All right.
But that's what I want. But I don't think that's going to happen. It might be Priest versus Gunther. And then Finn Balor accidentally screws Priest out of it, and then Priest and Finn Balor feud. Because I feel like they're going to feud.
Yeah. Yeah, Judgment Day is going to fall apart.
Yeah. This whole Liv Morgan thing, something's going to happen. I think Finn's going to be the one to tear him apart. But yeah, so the Raw pictures gets a little bit more clear. We still got one more pay-per-view before SummerSlam. We got next up will be some actually I think Heatwave is next. I think NXT does Heat. No, that's before. Is that no? Yeah, I think Heatwave's next.
Okay.
I think Heatwave is next.
Money?
Yeah, Heatwave's July 7th. Actually, that is that before or after? It's after Money in the Bank. Okay, so it's the same weekend. So Money in the Bank is the 6th, and then Heatwave's the 7th. So Money in the Bank is the next pay-per-view.
Okay.
And then we have Heatwave after that. So we'll have 2 predictions that weekend.
Awesome. Plus, we also got AEW's
yeah, we got Forbidden Door coming up too.
Yeah.
So all right, so yeah, so that overall, what'd you think of Clash at the Castle? I mean, I enjoyed it. I didn't, every match was.
I enjoyed it. The crowd was good, except they were sort of singing a lot, like more than they did in France, and But the thing about the French crowd was they would sing, but then when there was a big spot or stuff was happening, they were still reacting to it.
Yeah.
And Scotland, they just kept singing, and they weren't reacting.
Yeah, the entire beginning of AJ and Cody, they were just singing the whole time.
Yeah, so it was kind of I didn't like that, but
yeah.
Overall, though, the show was good. I still, if they're gonna, I don't like this 5-match format. I think it should be at least 8, so we can get more people on these shows. Because you got all these champions, you need to have, at least 6 title matches. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of sucks having like 4 champions not on pay-per-views ever.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. We'll see what happens. Reportedly, I guess they Bad Blood might be coming back. So we're probably gonna have another one that's gonna be in October. Maybe they might start doing the brand specific pay-per-views again.
Maybe they'll have Finn Balor versus Priest in the Hell in a Cell.
That might be Bad Blood, Hell in a Cell. Yeah, that might be it. We'll see. But I think that's gonna do it for this one, this pay-per-view review. Yeah, it was a pretty good show overall. I enjoyed it. It wasn't the best pay-per-view of all time, but every match was fine. The women's tag was probably the worst match, and it wasn't really that bad.
Right.
Had some moments where they messed up, but no real terrible matches. Every match was fine. So,
all right, I think that's going to do it for this one. If you guys like that, make sure you hit the like button. If you subscribe to this, so you're always getting this best content. Hit the notification bell also, because sometimes wow, YouTube doesn't remind you of when we do put out this content, so that way you get the notification, so you can get on in here and listen to these two jackasses talk about wrestling. And Ryan, I think that's going to do it. So take us out.
We've got 2 special videos coming up for Thursday and Friday. So stay tuned for that. As always, we try to, incorporate different stuff on here. So stay tuned for all that. And then, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Later.